The CDC has advised everybody to stop kissing chickens.
Lutherans are trans now.
A man was killed by ... a dinosaur? What?
Larry the Cucumber is a cannibal?
People on Twitter said dumb stuff.
Openly Republican comedian not fired yet. Does that mean? Because I'm gonna be fired after this airs.
All this and more on
The B Weekly.
All this and more on the B Weekly.
I think they'll add that. They'll add the music, yeah. Maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, we add it. That's going to be...
Maybe. It hasn't been determined yet.
Greetings, Babylon Bee followers, fans, listeners, viewers. This episode is brought to you by the book How to Exasperate Your Wife by good old Dougie Wilson.
Check it out at howtoexasperate.com for 20% off. That's howtoexasperate.com.
Well, everybody, we got Adam Yenser with us.
In the house.
Thank you guys for having me. It's fun to be here.
If you had a Disney Channel show, it would be called Adam in the House.
I'm pitching that one right now. Adam in the house. There's no
Wouldn't it be like
there's
up-
no
up and
concept
Adam
yet.
or-
It's
Up and Adam.
just-
Up, that's much better.
I already pitched what he said.
I'm trying to find some of the Yenser, but I don't know. Yeah.
I'll think about it while you talk
Okay.
about him.
So, yeah, Adam Yenser. We've been wanting to have you on for a while.
Yeah, thank you guys for
A lot of
having me.
other
You only
comedians-
canceled me twice before. You've
Yeah.
canceled me more than the liberals in this industry have.
We had two guys. We did? We've had two people that whenever we don't travel much, but when we do, and it gets in the way of a date, there's been two guys that constantly have had to move. It's always your name pops up, and then we had this other guy, this cop guy that we finally got both. Yeah,
Canceled. Now I get it.
yeah, canceled.
Yeah. We canceled your... Yeah.
You canceled my
You're
appearance. Yeah, it's not my career.
Yeah.
We're postpone culture, not cancel culture. So we had you on. So you were a comedian. People can look up Adam's stuff online. He's a very funny guy. And every comedian we've had on, I'm like, you got any other names we should have on? And everybody says, Adam Yenser, have him on.
Oh, I appreciate it. Thanks.
So,
I
got
love
friends.
the people you've had on. I mean, Josh Denny, Erica Rhodes, they're hilarious. I like them.
We agree.
They're okay.
All right. You write for Ellen. You worked at Conan.
Yeah, I worked as a segment producer's assistant at Conan for 6 years, and then I've been a writer for the Ellen Show now for 10 years.
Wow.
And yeah, I've been openly conservative the whole time.
Yeah, it says
I
right
do
on your Twitter
stand-up
bio.
It does, yeah.
Is that like an affirmative action thing? Like they have to have one? Or-
I wish there was. I wish that worked, that way, that they had to hire people based on diversity of views.
Yeah.
Rather than just diversity of appearance.
Did you guys see that on the NPR tweeted out a picture of their interns? And it was like all of them on a Zoom call.
No.
And it was like 50 different interns. And there was one white guy, like one white male. And he's just like, and all of them had their pronouns and, all these different races. And there's one white guy on it. So, and he's got no pronouns or whatever, just like Bob. And he's like, so that's what it maybe
that
was
is his pronoun now. I've lost track of, maybe Bob is a pronoun.
Bob could be a pronoun.
Whenever they want
Tree is
to,
one,
like,
so.
whenever they do diversity hires, it's interns and stuff. Though it's not the people that are making the hires.
Right.
They're all white.
Yeah. Right.
All right. So we're gonna, we'll dig more into your whole being an oppressed Republican.
Yeah.
Living that hard life.
The man is keeping us down.
Yeah. We'll get into that later.
Sad.
Oh,
It's hard for white men out there.
It is. We've had a really rough run of it.
Yeah.
Well, hey, this Tuesday we have an interview coming out with Pastor Gabriel Hughes. So check that out. If you're a Babylon Bee subscriber, you get it a day early on Monday. So go to babylonbee.com/plans and subscribe and you get it early. We play our favorite game that we like to play with pastors, which always gets them in trouble and is always a little bit awkward. We play sin or not sin, and we ask them what's sin or not sin. And they never quite know what to do with that.
But yeah, let's look at some subscribers or some comments. We got some comments. This was from a subscriber from the last episode. Curse Lugo said, I could listen to Frank talk about stomping on animals all day long. Really tickles my funny bone. Who knew? All I can think about, though, is Weird Al's Weasel Stomping Day. Regardless, now I know how to defeat an animal. Stomp the flower bed out of it.
And he does say flower bed.
Flower bed.
He's not a
He said flower bed.
euphemism. Yeah.
Yeah, that was mainly the gist of Frank's arguments about how to defeat any animal is stomping them.
Yeah, he was a little heavy on the stomping.
Yeah, it's because
going
there are a
back
lot
to
of
the
them.
stomping.
A lot of animals are below waist level, and you have the advantage.
What about animals that are too big to stomp?
Yeah, I think
He had other
address
advice
that?
for those.
He had other advice for those.
Use your feminine
Knock them
wiles
over and then
against the
stomp
gorilla.
them?
Yeah, we
that
went
kind
on
of
a whole thing.
It was a It was a thing that happened. We also got a comment from Frank Fleming's wife, because Frank claimed to be an expert on animals and women.
Yeah.
And she said, she commented on our website and said, it's possible that Frank is lying about being an expert on women. And then Frank responded, admittedly, I don't understand you, but all other women. And we haven't heard from Frank in 4 days.
Yeah. They're real quiet.
Then they unfollowed each other.
Blocked. And we got the YouTube comment of the week on the white liberal shocked as black man gets ID sketch that we put up, which is doing great. Jacob Motes, ignorant means stupid. I laughed so hard it scared my 4-month-old. That is the best line in that one.
It's all downhill from there, and unfortunately, it's front loaded.
It's right up at the beginning.
Oh, this is going to be good. No more jokes the whole time. It's just racism the rest of the time.
Yeah,
but that
pure
one
racism.
part is really funny. All right, we ready for some weird news?
I'm always ready for weird news.
Oh yeah,
Let's do it, yeah.
This news is weird.
the CDC has urged Americans not to kiss chickens amid a Salmonella outbreak. So there's a lot of questions here that we have.
Raises more questions than answers.
Like, how common is chicken
Was
kissing?
this an issue?
Yeah, was this
Yeah.
an issue before? I didn't know you could get salmonella from just kissing a chicken.
Yeah, I thought you had to
eat
eat
like a
flesh.
How far did you think you have to go with the chicken to get salmonella?
third base.
I see.
At least.
If you fully cook the chicken, then can you kiss it? Because isn't it when they're raw?
That's the whole thing. Yeah, you have to cook it enough, or you get salmonella.
Or what if you're
Right.
wearing your mask? Can you kiss the chicken if you're both wearing
Yeah, you
masks?
get a mask, you can do anything.
Yeah, you just kind of mask
Yeah.
pressing.
Oh, mask the chicken too? Double
Oh,
mask?
yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah, they got sharp beaks. They could penetrate the mask. You got to be careful.
The CDC warned that poultry can carry salmonella germs even if they look healthy and clean. So if you're looking at the chicken's
never-
beak and you're like, that looks pretty clean.
I've never seen a healthy, clean-looking chicken.
Yeah, that's true.
If you get close enough to where you're going to kiss it, it's going to look dirty.
Yeah, they look bad. They don't look healthy ever. And I guess snuggling is bad too.
Don't kiss or snuggle the birds. They said.
I also like it says it's linked to backyard poultry. Like,
Yeah.
is that the PC term for pet chickens?
Their backyard. We prefer the
They're
term
backyard poultry.
poultry of yard.
And we're in and they kiss them apparently. They're in a relationship with their backyard poultry.
But if you have a chicken farm, is it only if you're raising them in the backyard? If you're one of those chicken farmers that has a massive plantation of chickens, you can go out there and just cover yourself in chicken snuggles and kisses.
If you get the salmonella vaccine, you can do that.
Yeah,
Kiss as many chickens as you want.
that's right.
Yeah, I love these warnings that ask, prompt more questions than they do. Like when they were telling people, please do not fill up the bags with gasoline. That was
And it's also like a lot of people question the CDC already. It's like they're trying to lose their credibility. like now let's talk about chicken kissing.
Chicken kissing good. Goodwill asked people to stop donating literal garbage. So this feels like this is new? It seems like I would assume Goodwill gets a lot of literal garbage. Is it just, it's worse now?
They do get tons of garbage.
I know a lot of people because it's like when you're moving, right? And all of a sudden you have all this garbage, you just need to get rid of it. And it's like, am I really going to make 2 trips and sort it all out? Or you just stop at Goodwill when they're closed and leave it all in their parking lot?
You got to hide the garbage under the good stuff.
And you
Put
sneak it
layer of clothes
Yes.
and then styrofoam cups underneath.
Bunch of
Yeah,
crap.
shovel the garbage inside the
Yeah.
dresser that you give them.
Yeah.
Exactly. Gotcha. There's trash in every drawer.
Across the country, they've been flooded by household items, and they say they're getting flashlights with leaking batteries, disfigured Barbie dolls. Yeah, this is all stuff you see at Goodwill anyway. Mm-hmm. This is normal stuff. Have you guys ever been to the Goodwill donation facility down by the border, by the Mexican border? They have this crazy, like, massive warehouse, and you have to, like, wait outside in line, and you go in, and then they, like, pull out giant, they'll pull out, like, 12 bins at once.
Do they sort through
And everybody
all your
just
stuff?
runs for it and starts...
Do they keep the garbage in cages
It's like
at
the
the
outlet.
border?
Yes. It's like Goodwill's already an outlet, and it's like an outlet for the outlet.
I have a
Not
friend
that bad.
who he makmakes money selling stuff on eBay. He steals it out of the Goodwill dumpsters because
Oh, wow.
they throw stuff away that they don't want to sell. And I was almost arrested one time because we were out, and then on the way back he wanted to stop at Goodwill to steal stuff out of the dumpster, and a cop showed up because there was 2 other people also at 2 a.m. stealing stuff out of a Goodwill dumpster.
That's illegal? That's weird.
Apparently it is in
Probably.
Pennsylvania. In Pennsylvania it is.
So how's that do for him financially?
I mean, it keeps him going, but it's like,
I had a,
So not
I had a
incredibly
friend
lucrative.
that bought a box of trading cards
Uh-huh.
at Goodwill, and it turned out to be someone's like entire life Magic the Gathering collection. That like maybe their mom had just donated when they went to college, and he sold it for $2,500.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
So I got $3.
I think a lot of the stuff, there's people like, my wife is an example of one of them where if you say, let's throw this away, that they struggle with that a lot.
Yeah,
It's garbage. But then you say, we'll give it to Goodwill. And they're like, okay,
I'm doing something good with
it
it.
will have a life.
Yeah.
It will move. It will go on. Leaking battery flashlight.
My stuff will go on.
Disfigured.
The
Barbie
leaking
doll.
battery flashlight with sentimental value.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
we can't get rid of that.
Just feels wasteful. You could take number 3.
During a burglary call in South Carolina, a police dog bit a cow. Then the officer tased the dog. Then the cow kicked the officer.
It's starting to sound like a nursery rhyme.
It is. It's like
I heard someone say this is the new rock paper scissors update.
dog cow taser.
We should play.
So it says that he arrived with the canine. He was waiting for backup, but his dog got distracted by a nearby cow. I feel like this canine needed more training. Like, isn't that the whole?
It's a good thing cows don't have salmonella. So
Do
the
not-
dog just ran towards the cow and bit
And
its
also,
leg.
there was a cow near the burglary. What were they? What were they stealing? Like a trough?
Stealing chickens.
And then the canine then ran toward the cow and began to bite its leg. This forced the officer to pull out his taser and use it on the canine.
So on his own
it
dog.
Forced him. It forced him to use it. There's no other.
I have no
option.
other choice.
I got to
Bad
tase the
dog.
dog.
It's a tear streaming down his.
Is this dog? Are they not feeding these dogs? Or is it just
They
dogs?
had to
trying
take
eat
Old
a
Yeller out
cow?
and tase him behind the barn.
Yeah, that's the non-lethal version of the Old Yeller story.
Is Old Yeller dead? No, he's just incapacitated
tased.
for a few moments.
Corrective therapy. So okay. So then
Yeah. All right.
he
Well,
shocked it, and then some the guy got kicked by the cow,
yeah.
and so that
That's
was
an
the end of it.
ungrateful cow because he was trying to save
Yeah,
the
he
cow.
saved him.
And then the cow kicked him.
I would have bonus tased the cow. Or can you use a taser twice, or does it like
It shoots
is
out
it a
those
one
wires,
shot
so I
and then
think
they're
it is-
out? You got to
Reload it,
You
you
have
know.
to like reel them in or something. I don't know how it works.
Oh, yeah, I don't know what happens after you fire a taser.
Once they're
once.
out.
You have to
right?
throw
Yeah.
it away. The entire.
Oh, so you
no, I'm
gotta-
just kidding. I have no idea.
You don't know.
I have no idea.
Cops who listen. We should have asked the cop. We just interviewed a cop.
How many times can you?
How many times do you fire a taser? Yeah, we could
taser.
Google it too.
I just Googled it, but I got nothing. Okay, so here we go. The largest Lutheran denomination in Europe just announced that it is trans as a denomination. It is.
We are trans. It is.
I'm
Are
Lutheran, so I guess I'm
You're
trans now,
trans now.
according to this.
So does that mean they're Baptists now? Like, how does a
That means
denomination
that
become
they is
trans?
Baptist now.
Trans to what?
That
they-
doesn't make any sense at all.
So the Church of Sweden, which happens to be the largest Lutheran denomination in all of Europe and the single largest Christian denomination, announced that it, as a denomination, is trans. And the reason they said, they announced that since some of its parishioners are trans, then the church must be trans too, which it apparently now is. So that'd be weird if the Catholic Church did that with, since some of our priests are pedophile. No, I shouldn't say.
The whole church identified.
We all identify.
But why
it's
is
just
it-
bizarre? Why?
Why is it that if some of them are trans, the whole church is trans?
Well,
but if
I
some of
guess
them
we're
are
trans.
still, if some of them are
could
still
apply that-
cisgender and
right.
straight, that isn't. Why doesn't that affect
Or at
the
least
whole
it's
church?
all of them? It doesn't make any sense.
No.
So you only get one shot with the taser. You have to wind up and repack the wires as well.
Wind
as
up.
Yeah.
I was right.
As
You
well
reel
as
them in. I
load-
had no idea. I was
Does
guessing.
it drag the criminal in? Like,
You reel them in.
I got a big one. But it says Taser did release one that you can fire 3 shots before reloading.
You guys are still on that story. I'm trying to figure out how I'm trans now.
He jumped back. Yeah, he's trans.
Wait, but which Lutheran denomination are you? You're not a part of the Swedish.
I'm not part of the
Swedish.
Swedish. I'm Missouri Synod Lutheran.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's,
Yeah.
yeah, they identify as
We
like-
haven't transitioned yet.
Yeah.
We're still the denomination we were assigned at birth.
Yeah. They're the extra bigoted denomination of Lutherans. Well,
Yeah, I got nothing else. I'm so baffled by it. I don't know what else to say about it.
do you want to read the next weird news story?
Is it my turn?
I think it is.
Oh. Chicago's Lori Lightfoot is now excluding white reporters from interviews. So she just announced that, I'll do a one-on-one interview, but only if they are a person of color. They got to be black or brown. So I guess, does Asian count? I'm getting confused because I think Asian's starting to get categorized as white now.
They're trying to make it white adjacent.
In school, when it comes to academics, I feel like they're grouped with like whites, but then when it comes to like hate crimes where they can blame Trump, Trump for saying Kung flu,
right?
Then they're not. Then it's
so wherever it works.
Yeah,
that's good. Yeah, it's relative. So we did a story suggesting how great it would be if Thomas Sowell took her up on that. That offer, and people loved it. Just the idea of Thomas Sowell.
Such a great image in your mind.
Just walking in. Did somebody call for an interview?
Somebody needed a black man? I am here.
How many interviews has she done since then? Are they just getting a whole room full of like black people and people of color to interview her?
It's just in any other context for someone to be like, I'm granting interviews, but.
Yeah, it's
like the color of your skin.
Based entirely on the color of your skin.
Crazy.
Well, I know it's not my turn now.
Am I the next one?
Yes.
Teen in Spain built underground den after fight with his parents. A Spanish teenager got into a heated argument with his parents a few years back and then headed to the backyard where he blew off some steam by pounding a pickaxe into the ground. He built himself a cave to live in.
Story.
It has like Wi-Fi and heating and...
Yeah, a friend brought over a pneumatic drill and they worked 14-hour weeks digging out the den. Wait,
that's one of those things. Like, if he put that much time into his chores, he probably wouldn't have gotten in a fight with his parents. Like,
he discovered
it's like, I'm not going to clean my room. I'm going to go build an alternate house underground.
It's smart. I love that he was just angrily hitting a pickaxe in the ground. And somebody's like, "Wait a minute, this could be a room."
That's got to be like people have to be like, you probably live in your parents' basement, no lower.
It's like Minecraft in real life or something.
Yeah.
Spanish man becomes first creature killed by a dinosaur in a long time?
First creature. Well, he's a creature.
Oh, so this man was found dead from getting
You have to say creature because only half of your viewers believe that men were killed by dinosaurs simultaneously.
Well, that's the first. So some would say ever.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that's a funny headline. and scientifically accurate. So a missing 39-year-old man was found dead from getting stuck headfirst in the leg of a papier-mâché dinosaur statue. So it says he might have been trying to retrieve his mobile phone after dropping it. So is this like at a museum or something?
I guess. I don't know.
I can't picture the physics of how do you drop your phone into a papier-mâché statue?
You're building the leg.
And then
it's all hollow, probably.
So they have like this art piece outside.
There's a picture.
Oh, I see.
That's like out there, and this man was found dead inside of it.
And it wasn't even a carnivore.
If it's papier-mâché, can't you
Stegosaurus.
get out? Can't you get out of papier-mâché?
Yeah, can't you punch through it? Or maybe it's really strong papier-mâché.
Maybe he got stuck like in the leg, like wedged in, and he couldn't move.
Man, poor guy.
Yeah, he was upside down on the hollow leg, so
So they found...
He yeeted himself into the leg.
Yeet.
Yeah. He was stuck in there. No cap.
Well, I'm sorry. Sorry they had to go like that.
Yeah. Sad news, actually.
Very sad news. All right. Kyle, Idaho man bounced ping pong balls into 5 cups for Guinness World Record.
Huh? Fastest time to bounce ping pong balls into 5 cups after their 2 previous attempts were disqualified.
Did they cheat?
I guess. And they broke the record with a time of 2.87 seconds.
5 cups. So
Can you just make up your own like records now? Like, because it's like nobody's done 6 cups yet. I could just be like, oh, I'm gonna, and I could take 3 hours to do it, and be like, oh, it's just now. I'm the world record holder for bouncing ping pong balls.
There's nobody. There needs to be somebody regulating Guinness.
I'm the world record holder for bouncing one Spanish man into a dinosaur statue.
Yeah, they could have done that as the longest time hung upside down inside a Stegosaurus leg. Winner.
You have to bounce them pretty hard. All right, well, that was weird news, man.
It was weird news. Are you tired of your perfect marriage?
Is all the peace and harmony finally getting to you?
Boy, is it. In How to Exasperate Your Wife by Doug Wilson, you'll find 9 secrets to help you peeve, rankle, and rile up your wife like never before.
What's that? You're already good at knowing your wife? You like some biblical principles to build a happy marriage and family life? Well, this book has you covered there too.
It's got chapters on honor, wisdom, romance, and more. How to Exasperate Your Wife will give you the nuts and bolts advice you need to lead your family well.
But what does it look like when a man loves a woman? Pastor Douglas Wilson answers that question and more in How to Exasperate Your Wife and other short essays for men. Go to howtoexasperate.com to start getting equipped today. That's howtoexasperate.com.
Hey, Ethan, did you know that sometimes people go on the internet and say stupid things?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I've never done that.
Not me.
You, Adam, you ever done
I feel
that?
like it's happening right now.
What was your worst tweet, Adam?
You know what? I don't tweet many things. I don't like Twitter. I mean, I post like clips of stand-up and that's about it.
Sad.
My Twitter handle is cleancomedian69. That's probably the worst. That right there is the worst. That's the worst thing I've written on Twitter. And I signed up for Twitter like 12 years after it came out, and that was the like handle that I wanted, and it was available. And I'm like, how has no one taken cleancomedian69 already?
What does the 69 reference to? Is that like the year you were born?
Just a clean comedian. There
Graduation
was
year,
68 other clean comics.
Okay.
All right.
That's the next
that was
number?
just, yeah, you
Executive,
tried
yeah.
67, 68.
Yes, exactly.
Gotcha.
So here's some real things that stupid things that were said on the internet this week.
Yeah, it's fun.
Real things that blue checks say.
Okay, so VeggieTales likes to post all these like little inspirational images, and it'll be like
Yeah.
Bob the Tomato, and he's like, "God's got this,"
Yeah.
but he's not
Yeah.
doing this because he doesn't have an arm. But he'll kind of give you that look and say, hang in there, man.
And they'll do ones that are like kind of blasphemous too. Like, because when I worked at VeggieTales, we would watch this, and it's completely separate from, I don't know who does these, but like there'd be one where like they'd take a verse that had the word God in it, but they'd switch it to gourd. Like, worship the Lord your gourd or whatever. And like they just show like the squash character, like Jerry, like what are they doing? But I do think that this new one takes the cake, because when I saw this a few times and I thought, oh, somebody's being funny. This is a meme. This is the actual VeggieTales account, and they posted, sometimes you got to just chill and know God's got this. And you got Larry the Cucumber kicking back, and he's got 2 slices of cucumber over his closed eyelids.
Yeah, like, women will do with the cucumbers
cucumber.
on their eyes.
It just makes it weird. So it raises a million questions, because
So many questions.
like where
Where did those come from?
is that
Part of him?
does he have a part that is like that shape? Because he doesn't have arms. I don't know what he has. It could be a horrifyingly disgusting thing. But
Murder cucumber younglings?
yeah, did he kill a
Yeah,
child?
those his children?
We did do that in the show. I remember we had they making a sandwich, and we just went ahead and like went with it, and they had little tomatoes in the sandwich and stuff. And Bob's eating a sandwich with little slices of tomato in it. But for me, the funniest thing is like there's this whole controversy on the show. They were very upset that our new VeggieTales had eyebrows. We've talked about this.
Yeah.
And so the social media people would actually edit the eyebrows off of the new design. So you'd see them, all of a sudden their eyebrows would be gone. Because the person in charge was like, the eyebrows are freaking people out. Get rid of the eyebrows. So I love that this picture does not have the eyebrows, but he does have slices of his own flesh on top of his face.
As long as there's no eyebrows, we're good. But shouldn't it be like human body parts on, like if we're,
Yeah.
if
That'd be
we're-
less disturbing.
like if we're doing the analogy
like a-
that these
yeah,
are humans
like a
and
s-
like
like
they
a-
do
like
to,
a cross section of an arm on
Yeah,
his-
just
pepperoni
like
arm
side.
slice.
Yes.
just the cross section of a person, like the gut,
Yeah.
right there.
Slab.
So Phil Vischer responded to this, and he says sometimes people do things without paying attention to what they're doing, like putting sliced cucumbers on the eyes of a cucumber and having him smile about it. And then he's like, he calls out, I guess they're like his producers, aren't they? Because isn't
I
he
don't
still
even
working
know.
on the show? They're doing like a new version of the
Yeah.
show. He's like, happy to help you all avoid things like this.
Does he want to run the social media account?
I guess.
Does he need work that bad?
Yeah.
It seems like it. How does it, because it didn't only get through. It's been, I don't know if it's still up, but it's been up for a long time.
It was up, yeah.
And all the comments, like every single comment is just like, what?
That's all anybody notices.
Yeah, it's all Hannibal Lecter pictures and
Still up.
still up.
Still
Look
up
at
on
that.
Facebook. Look
Oh,
at
man.
that. They just fire it off and they don't even ever go back and look at it because it's got like thousands of shares and
Maybe
stuff.
that's how he stays young. Like they say, like celebrities get those blood facials. He has other cucumber juice on his
he's
face.
eating baby cucumbers. He's getting the adrenochrome.
Yeah.
He's a QAnon cucumber.
Cucumber.
But this
How do we
may
never think of a cucumber before? That's beautiful.
this may not be the worst VeggieTales social media post though,
This is classic.
because on 9/11 a few years ago they posted "Never forget 9/11," and there's a smiling Bob and Larry.
Idiotic smile on there.
It says, "In memory of many, in honor of all." Hashtag never forget. Hashtag VeggieTales.
Gosh, the worst.
And how many years ago was that?
It was like when you were working on
And
the
they-
show.
Yeah, I was working on the show at the time.
And they haven't done it since then, which means they forgot.
Look.
They edited
Those
out the
are our
eyebrows.
characters, and they edited the eyebrows out.
They edited out the eyebrows, which makes them look really weird because they're
Yeah.
trying to make the expressions with the and they can't.
All right.
Well,
Moving on.
They're happy. They're having a very happy 9/11.
I didn't. We didn't put it on here, but did you ever see the SpaghettiOs Pearl Harbor tweet?
No.
SpaghettiOs goes, "Take a moment to remember Pearl Harbor with us." And it's the SpaghettiOs holding an American flag.
Like anytime you just a national tragedy where lots of people died, and then you just are like, you just don't want to giant.
No one's going to
smiley.
SpaghettiOs that day to like.
What do they think about Pearl Harbor? And plus, you don't want to eat something with a bunch of red sauce and meat in it when you're thinking about death.
It's true when you're thinking about Pearl Harbor. But there was other bad 9/11 tweets.
Yeah.
This is a blue checkmark White House correspondent at the Huffington Post, and he continued to double down on this.
Yeah, so I don't know the context of the conversation, but this guy Damon said United 93 was intended to crash into the Capitol. You think January 6th was worse than that?
Yeah. Okay, so he's replying to this guy, this blue check, who was saying something about 9/11 or this
He's
or
basically
that,
saying, you think January 6th was worse than 9/11?
and he goes, 1,000% worse.
First of all, math.
We're just going by numbers here. And
So
he got ratioed hardcore. That's a bad ratio. Wow.
and he doubled down?
He did. He doubled down on it. Yeah.
What does SpaghettiOs think about January 6th? They're
Never
like,
forget.
uh-oh. Insurrection.
Oh, an insurrection. Oh, man. Okay. So I guess conservative columnist George Will had said that the January 6th Capitol storming should be burned into the American mind, just like 9/11.
And then SV took it further.
He said the 9/11 terrorists and Osama bin Laden never threatened the American heartland the way the January 6th Capitol protesters did. So, sad.
Yeah.
Not good. What else we got in bad tweets?
I enjoyed this one. This journalist guy, I think he's a journalist, David Chu. He found a package on the street. He said, finding the discarded packaging of a semi-automatic on a leisurely weekend walk was disturbing, particularly during this month's surge of gun violence in San Francisco. Hashtag end gun violence. Hashtag enough is enough.
We found a discarded
So he
package.
found a discarded blister pack where apparently somebody bought a Glock 19 that was just hanging on a store shelf.
It was on the discount bin at Walmart.
So clearly he's never bought a gun. Can you buy a real gun like that in a plastic blister pack?
I wish.
So this is a airsoft or some kind of air gun.
Yeah, that would be
it
like-
says air gun right under the word Glock.
And then it's frustrating when you have to use it because like you're trying to get your gun, but it's in the pack that you.
pack.
Yeah. Somebody has scissors. I need to defend myself.
another gun.
Hold on, give me a second.
You need your other gun to shoot it open.
Yeah.
So then he deleted the earlier tweet when it got completely disratioed. But I love how he kind of just sticks with it. He says, I deleted an earlier tweet that misidentified a Glock 19 air pistol. While not a semi-automatic, it's still disturbing to see remnants of a weapon that can cause injury, especially in an area where young kids play and while we are dealing with a surge of gun violence in San Francisco.
This is my favorite kind of like walk back and double down.
They
Is
always
when people
do
are
that.
like, okay, it wasn't as bad as I said, but still.
Yes. Someone could have gotten a welt.
So is an air pistol in the sense that this is like an airsoft gun?
If it's an air, I'm guessing is that usually those airsoft guns come in those packages like that, right?
Yeah,
It's
you
like,
just-
and it looks like it's a replica of some other gun. and those do not cause damage.
Oh, and this savage poster
like
replied
that.
to him and
Oh.
said, I found a discarded doll in the trash today, but because at first I thought it was a fetus, I decided to stick with my mistaken opinion that the abortion problem is so out of control, I'm literally finding babies in the trash. Feels better to just double down on it. That was our own
Savage.
our own Ethan Nicole.
Nice.
Just absolutely dunking on the blue check.
Blue check versus blue check.
Was that posted at like 3 a.m.?
It was one of those mutilated Barbie dolls
Yeah,
from
probably.
Goodwill.
I always wake up in the morning and Ethan has like all these like random things he's tweeted at 3 a.m., messages, emails.
Then I get my work done.
Yeah.
Not really.
All right, here was a Washington Post tweet.
This is an actual article.
A full article they wrote. Masks are off, which means men will start telling women to smile again.
Let's just keep wearing masks to fight sexism. Like, what are they? They're never happy about anything.
Okay, I'm not a woman.
Yeah.
Oh.
I am because I'm
Coming out.
Lutheran.
Oh, that's all. Oh, no. I was going somewhere with
I
that.
just found out today.
I am not a... Yeah, that's your... Sorry. I'm Baptist, so I am not a woman. But I've never experienced this phenomenon, like the people say that men tell women to smile. Like, I've never seen a man tell a woman to smile. The only context would be just like, hey, buck up, you know? It's
Yeah.
a good day outside.
I'm
you
sure
know, like,
women
I
do
don't-
get told it, but like I never understood when it became this sexist thing because as a guy, I have very like, straight face.
Right.
Like and growing up teachers and like women to this day, people always tell me to smile. Like it's annoying. I agree with the women that it's annoying, but it's not something that just
Yeah, right,
happens
comes
to
out of,
women.
like, yeah.
Right, this
I'm mad
is-
about having to take my mask off too.
This is the Handmaid's Tale we're living in now. But because there's the concept of resting face. I know you have to bleep me, but nobody talks about resting douche face. I mean, guys have that. Guys have.
Yeah.
I've had that where people met me at a convention and they didn't talk to me. They just saw my resting face or whatever, and then they type like, he's kind of a jerk. It's just my resting face.
Yeah.
I'm kind of a jerk too sometimes.
I
But
wonder how many celebrities people say that about that really they just look like that.
yeah, and when you're tired,
Yeah.
yeah,
All right, here's a weird one.
this is strange.
Would you like to read this? Because since you're trans, this is a gay Christian reverend.
Which one am I at here? This is the one about
Brandon.
Paul.
Yeah.
This is Brendan Robertson tweeted this.
Yes.
And what if Paul, the early church's biggest enemy, became a Christian to stop the Jesus movement from expanding? He took what was primarily a socio-political movement and turned it into a religion that mirrored pagan cults. James and Peter resisted him and spoke against him. And then he added, "You're not a Christian."
I don't know.
Who is that addressed at?
I don't know who that was addressed. Was he talking to himself?
The theory on that second tweet is that he actually has a troll account where he
that's
trolls
right.
himself.
That's
He
right.
forgot to change accounts.
So he was trying to call him. He was trying to start a controversy.
yeah,
and
he's
say,
starting to
"Oh,
get it
someone."
going. Yeah.
Ratio himself. I forgot
Yeah.
to switch accounts.
But his theory is that Paul tried to like undermine the church by
Yeah, he was
Turning it
infiltrating the
away.
church, and James and Peter were fighting with him.
So James and Peter didn't like Paul.
Yeah, is the idea here.
Is that true? Did they not like him? Do we know
No,
that?
Peter and Paul had a dispute, but they resolved it. And then he's just reading into the whole like James says works and faith, and Paul's take on works and faith. And
Okay.
maybe he's right. I don't know.
I don't know. You're not a Christian.
So there's a mom on TikTok who hates her baby because he's a white male. And she says, "Hi, my name is Sarah. This is the little cutie. He's my son. As you can see, he's a white male."
Oof.
Says, so here's what I'm doing. Here are some books I bought him to prevent him from growing up to be awful.
Okay.
And she shows the book C is for Consent that she's
my
going to
gosh.
Wow.
be reading to him.
Does she ask
So-
the baby?
is that a
consent?
children's book?
Yeah. Will Ladybug hug? Which goes into should you ask people's consent before you hug them? These children's books sound terrible.
They do sound terrible.
Ew.
Yeah.
How do you,
You
get
can hug
consent
ladybugs.
to
You just can't kiss chickens.
change a diaper and stuff? Because there's a lot of invasive things you have to do with babies.
There's one called Only for Me. That's another consent one. And then A is for Awesome, 23 Inspirational Women. And then I Clean Like Daddy, which is a boy learning how to clean just like the women in
Yeah,
the
house
house.
cleaning house like man.
And then Except When They Don't, a book about boys and girls liking any toys they want regardless of their gender.
Wow.
So I'm sure she's the perfect one to teach him not to.
She
be
sounds like a lot of
Not
fun.
to be a piece of work. Yeah.
The baby's gonna be like, "Mom, why don't you smile more often?" Lose the attitude.
You have such a pretty smile.
I like the idea that she's in the hospital and they're waiting for the baby and it comes out and they're like, it's a white male. And she's like, oh. And then finally, this is the zinger.
Good old David Hogg.
Everybody's favorite.
Everybody's
Former-
favorite failed pillow salesman.
Former pillow magnate. And he says, a day will come when no one is shot in the United States.
What could he mean by that?
Like there's going to be a day where there would be no gun violence. There's a day coming when we'll
Is he being more cryptic, like one day we'll all be dead?
He's being more philosophical.
Yeah. The day will come when
Yeah, this could be like
we
eschatology.
all live in the Matrix or something.
I mean, because I do agree with him, but not in the way that
Oh, that's true.
Eventually.
Yes. We all agree.
we do agree with David Hogg.
That
That was
day
the
will
first
come.
time we all agreed with David Hogg.
All right, so now we're gonna have a segment called Adam Yenser.
This is Adam Yenser. We're just
Segment
gonna talk
2,
to him.
Adam Yenser.
Who is this guy right
Yeah.
here?
I don't need to look at my notes for this one.
This is easier.
Do you only follow one person on Twitter?
Yeah, I follow.
true.
I follow Americana at brand memes. Have you guys seen this?
Americana at Brand? Like on Brand Boulevard?
Yeah, there's
Glendale?
there's a Twitter account that is dedicated entirely to sharing memes about how the Americana is better than all the other malls in Los Angeles. That's the only account that I follow.
It's a fun account, huh?
It is fun, yeah.
Okay.
That's it. I'm here to plug.
sounds fun.
I'm here to plug them. Apparently,
Plugging Matt?
Yeah.
Well, in that screenshot we took, you had 1,001 followers. Now you only have 1,000.
Yeah, because
You're about to
Oh,
dip
he just
below.
lost one?
I'm up to 1,000. See, I'm not good at social media. I
might have
like,
been
I
one.
don't enjoy it. Like like I said, I post when I'm like performing on there. I just don't get on Twitter much. And like as a comedian, like when I tell jokes, people are like, "Oh, you should post that on Twitter." And I'm like, I just want to tell it to a crowd. I don't get like, I don't know. I don't get enjoyment from social media. But
I don't
it's
think
like this
anybody
thing.
does.
But I think some people do. Like I know a lot of comedians that like build a big following on there,
Right.
and it's like a part of me like resents it because I don't want to do that. And there's even comedy clubs that will like book like Instagram influencers now and stuff, like just based on that they'll fill seats, but they don't know how to do live stand up. Whereas I'm the opposite. Like I love going out and doing stand up. I'm just like not into, posting the kind of stuff that'll wind up on this show. Just stupid tweets that'll come back to bite you later.
So I'm curious. So you work on the Ellen show.
I do, yep.
Before that, you worked at Conan?
Conan, yep, yeah.
Did you have you always been a guy who's outwardly Republican, or did you at some point decide to be that way? Or
I've always been openly conservative. I've never hidden it from anyone. I do feel like it's politics has always been there, but it's become like just all present now, like in everything. So I feel like it comes up a lot more often now, just because every discussion seems to be political in some way. But no, I've never hidden it. I started doing stand-up like 13 years ago, and from the start, I don't do strictly political comedy, but I always talk about being conservative on stage. And yeah, everywhere I've worked, I work, in an industry and at shows where most everyone is on the left, and yeah, I've always been open about being more on the right.
and has that ever been? How's that gone?
It's gone well so far. I do worry, like cancel culture is a very real problem in Hollywood right now, and it's getting worse and worse. I wish more people in the industry who are conservative were more open about it, because I don't think the fact that people keep it inside, it's like that's what the left wants. They want you to be scared and ashamed and intimidated from speaking out and saying what you believe, and when you disagree with kind of the messages that are being pushed now, not just in political circles, but in the news media and in entertainment. So I wish more people were open about it. I've found like I have not been like canceled, but like where it's frustrating is, on shows, I like writing jokes that go after both sides. And so I'll write, jokes that go after both sides. And then it's like, well, all these jokes will stay in and all these jokes won't, And like, on the shows that I've worked for, I would really like to see them book more balanced guests from both sides and they often talk about, we need to learn to talk to each other and we need unity and we need conversations. And then, every conversation is with someone who hates Republicans or hates the right or has, latched onto one of these, social media narratives that's been put in the news. So yeah, I wish it was more balanced, and I haven't been canceled, but I do think it's led to like, what would I say, like missed opportunities where I've sort of pitched projects and pitched jokes and tried to, book TV stand-up spots with material that works and ideas that would be, embraced if they were on the left. But some networks are sort of closed off to it in productions. And then some are just afraid of what the backlash that would be. They'll be like, oh, this is really funny, but we don't want to take a risk on that on our show or on our network. So yeah, it's very hard to get any platform outside of like a Fox News or like a network that's strictly right-leaning,
right?
That has content from that kind of point of view.
Yeah, this is my frustration with conservative comedy. It always has to. It feels like the only way that they'll do it is it leans really hard into it and says, we're conservative.
And that's what's tough for me too, because what I've sort of prided myself on and I have a lot of fun with is I like doing conservative comedy for liberal audiences. I like going up on stage in Los Angeles and knowing that most people there disagree. And I think it's fun, and I write my material to kind of play off of that. And I've had a lot of success with that in, comedy clubs and comedy shows. But I don't think there's been anyone that's broken out in that way in the mainstream because, like I said, mainstream networks don't want it. And then people who sort of brand themselves as the Republican comedian or go for the Republican audience, they're doing very heavy-handed and a lot of times, in my opinion, not particularly funny stuff.
Right.
That just sort of panders to a conservative audience. And it's like the same problem I have with like Stephen Colbert on the left. Like I think he used to be hilarious. And then it just became this sort of heavy-handed, like people talk about clapter, it's like they just want to make a point that gets their audience to applaud. And it's not, funny or appealing to everybody anymore.
You got any questions, Kyle?
Would you, as a conservative, say that you were born this way, or?
I was raised Christian. My parents were, one of them was a Democrat, one of them was a Republican, but I was not sort of a super political family. I wasn't really pressured towards one side or the other. And then I went to Penn State, and I would say in college is kind of when when I went to college, I think I maybe started to lean slightly left, like freshman year. And I double majored in film and video production to get into screenwriting. And then also I double majored in philosophy. And sort of as I sort of studied things and, kind of got more informed and defined my own beliefs, I very quickly moved to the conservative side. So I would say I wasn't super political growing up, but since early college, I've definitely leaned more conservative and haven't wavered from that.
What about all the Ellen Show controversy? Have you been in there for that?
It's been a weird year because of that. It's one of those things where I can't comment on the stuff that happens, behind the scenes. It's been frustrating because I think some of the, when you read all this stuff about the show, it's some of the rumors are true and then some of them are exaggerated. And it is a tough place to work, but I've heard all these rumors for 10 years. When I started working there, these rumors have been around forever. And, it can be a tough place to work, but I've also enjoyed it for 10 years. And it feels like I think, these outlets that started running these stories, they didn't care about any of these rumors until Ellen said that she was friends with George W. Bush. And there was this sort of backlash where it was they decided to sort of resurface all this stuff and kind of try to tear the show down. But I don't want to talk about it a lot because I don't think it's entirely fair how the show has been treated, but I have not also been entirely pleased with the way the show has handled it. So yeah, there's not a whole lot that I can, say beyond that.
Do you have to fight off hordes of women when you tell them you write for Ellen?
Yeah, but middle-aged married women.
I wasn't going to say.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
I was going to let you get canceled.
Yeah. It's a lot of middle-aged women, and then gay men in the Philippines. I get lots
really?
of
Is that? I was going to ask if any men watched Ellen.
It's just I get a lot of big fans that reach out from there. Yeah.
So you look you up from the credits.
I get messages on Twitter and Facebook and stuff like that. Yeah.
So you have to write jokes for women. What's that like?
Well, it's I have to write in Ellen's voice, and our audience is definitely a mix of men and women. What's hard is writing for a daytime audience because I was raised on late night comedy, and that's kind of what I developed my own comedic sensibilities around. So it's adjusting it for daytime, it still has to be funny, but you can't do stuff that's mean or too overtly political, or I just sort of bizarre and absurdist humor, Conan would do. And that stuff doesn't always play as well in daytime.
So what's that look like? Are you like in a writer's room?
Yeah, there's 8 writers on the show. At our show, we work on a lot of late night shows divide it between monologue and sketch writers. At our show, we all work on both monologues and sketches and comedy bits. But yeah, I love the writers' room there. We have a great group of writers.
Cool.
Pies in the face.
Yeah, a lot of pies in the face.
People jumping out.
A lot of scares.
Rubber chickens.
Yeah.
Like, how many scare sketches have you written? Like,
Oh, I don't know how many scares I've written. I don't write a lot of the scare segments. I'm sure they've happened in some of my like bits before. Like the one I do the most that I'm known for is I do a bit called Kevin the Cashier, played by Adam, and I sort of work in different stores and places, and we set up hidden cameras, and I just act like a terrible like, employee and mess with customers and stuff. So those are fun.
all hidden camera fun.
Yeah.
Nice.
Cool. All right, well, we'll talk a little more in the subscriber portion.
Yeah. He'll tell us what he really thinks.
Yeah, what he really thinks.
yeah.
Tell us all the real dirt.
Yeah, all the
yes. Yeah.
All right.
So we got some love mail, kind of.
Love mail.
Love mail, baby.
This is really just a tweet, but and this actually was in March, but I had never noticed this. Matt Taibbi, who's a pretty well-known journalist guy, author, he said the Babylon Bee is marketed as something from one of my childhood nightmares. Your trusted source of Christian news satire.
This is love mail. We promise.
Yeah, it's a good setup. And the fact that it's now exponentially more likely to be funny than Stephen Colbert feels like a sign of the end times. And every reply to that tweet was complete anger at him for saying the Babylon Bee is funny. Complete outrage.
Did he ever apologize?
I didn't know.
He never walked it back.
He replied and said, "Here's an example of one I think is funny." And he did the LeBron and lace, like all the NBA,
LeBron wearing the
all the NBA players doing the RBG.
Yeah.
Because he said what made it even funnier was New York Times' response, which I can't remember what it was. Oh, they were saying that was an example of how we're blurring the lines, like we're trying to spread misinformation. Because a lot of people believed it was real.
Yeah.
They think your articles are real?
Yeah.
Oh, that's why you get
Well,
fact
like that
checked by
one, we had
Snopes
this
all
one
the time.
specifically where it says NBA players in honor of RBG wear little lace doily collars, and it shows
Oh, yeah.
badly photoshopped on like little lace doily collars on like LeBron and stuff. And there was a ton of liberals that like shared like, this is so inspiring. I'm so happy to see the NBA doing this.
I'm pretty sure it was photoshopped in MS Paint, too. It was very bad.
Oh, whoa, Kyle, your shirt just suddenly changed. Crazy.
Yeah, I'm going to a Padres game after this.
Oh, cool. Is that a sport?
Yeah, it is a sport.
Oh.
Yeah, they play the stickball.
Okay, with the stick in the ball.
Yeah, it's like cricket.
With red threads in the ball.
That's the one.
That's the one. Okay.
But the problem is, all the good seats are in the vaccinated section.
Oh.
So, but I don't want to get vaccinated because I don't want to grow a third arm. So I'm going to wear my I identify as vaccinated t-shirt.
Guaranteed to work in any situation.
Guaranteed. 100% or your money back.
So what I love about this shirt is that we work very hard on our jokes at Babylon Bee, our one joke.
Well, yeah.
And this is our one joke. And it's been honed down to this.
This is the final form.
The final form
of the joke.
Have you monetized it before, or is this your first merchandise?
This is our first merch,
joke?
And we spent a lot of time trying to come up with good merch. And then our CEO was like, "Hey, you should just do a shirt that says identify as vaccinated." We did it, and it's like
it just sold like crazy.
Nice.
Made all of our money for this month just on this shirt.
Yeah, but they're still available.
Shop.babylonbee.com. Check it out.
It's already being pirated by other companies and sold.
This logo has been stolen and sold all over the place, but buy the official one.
Yeah.
You can go anywhere you need to go. We have one's for men, one's for women, one's agender.
Coffee mugs, everything.
Hats, everything you need.
Face
and
mask.
If you're a premium Babylon Bee subscriber, you have a discount too.
Sorry.
Dang it, Ethan. If you're a premium Babylon Bee subscriber, you have a discount on your email that you can use. Discount code. So,
don't discount that.
Anyway.
Okay.
I've always been jealous of comedians that have like merch with like they have a signature joke and then they after the show be selling like t-shirts. Because like I don't have any signature joke and I've always joked I want to print my entire set word for word on a t-shirt and then just sell it after the show. Just every word of it. Yeah.
And it like makes up your face or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Should we make Adam read hate mail?
We should.
I really miss Adam Ford.
Are you good at acting?
No.
Did you take any?
No, not at all. I suck at acting. People, am I allowed to say suck, or is that a word that you guys?
You can say
I
suck.
never know.
I was just suck growing up even.
Oh man, I did a show for Dry Bar Comedy this weekend, and they're like really strict about like, clean words
really?
and stuff like that. So I'm like super.
Can't even say
like,
sucked.
I don't know if you can say it or not, but they're very strict. So I've been very like aware of like anytime I say anything like that.
Oh.
Yeah, we're not as holy.
Do
as
your
the
best
Mormons.
dramatic reading.
I'm not good at acting. People always ask me like when I do the Kevin the Cashier bits, they're like, oh, but you're acting that. I'm like, no, that's just me being a jerk. Like that's very close to who I really am. I'm not playing
Larry
a character.
David on Curb. He's just
All right, where is the? What am I?
Oh, it's right under hate mail.
Okay. Do I say who it's from?
You could say his name.
Yeah.
All right, this is from R.J. Kennedy. The message, the reason says complain.
So we had sent out an email and it was like sponsored by Rand Paul and it said something like life begins at conception.
So it's a sponsored
As
email.
it does, yeah.
Right.
And then the message is the Rand Paul petition. Are you
Flower bed.
What
Hacksaw.
are you doing? Life begins at conception. How dare you? You're simply letting this onto your site simply to make money.
Flower bed. Donkey. Turnip.
And I was just worried about saying sucks.
It escalated quickly.
It did. Got all the words.
And
in
those
there.
are all caps towards the end.
Yeah.
I always love when you can see the progression of anger in the message. That's my
Yeah.
favorite. They're about to hit send.
And you can tell that they're trying to start off like making an intellectual argument, like, and then they just get angry, and it just devolves into.
They were about to hit
cursing.
send after they said letting this onto your site simply to make money.
Yeah.
And they're like,
How dare you?
But you did make that I identify as vaccinated shirt just to make money.
that's true.
It's true.
But what does this person think that like sponsors
Did
it
they-
for? Like, how do you think we make money? Like,
Yeah,
that's
everything most people do is to make money.
Did they think that we weren't at all like right leaning?
Yeah, that's the funny thing. Like, they subscribe to the Babylon Bee newsletter. Mm-hmm. They're following us.
We sold out our pro-choice morals to let this person buy an email.
Totally sold out for the babies. Sad.
The only joke I had to cut this weekend in Dry Bar was I don't know if you guys are gonna have to cut this joke too.
Find out.
I do a section about I talk about being conservative. I do a section about being pro-life, and one of the jokes I have is it's weird to me that feminists are so pro-abortion. Normally they hate vacuuming.
That's it. It's a keeper.
Keep it in, boys.
That's glorious.
Yeah.
So I'm mad that I didn't think of. My head is currently turning that into a Babylon Bee headline.
He wants to steal it. He's going to coach it.
All right, we're going to go to our subscriber lounge, and Adam's going to tell us what he really thinks about Ellen.
Yep. Gonna crack him open.
But not really, Ellen. If you're watching this,
We know she's a big B.
We love you.
subscriber and B fan.
give me a car or whatever.
Her and W are sitting back.
She gives out cars, right, or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
thought it was
She has
Oprah.
before. Oprah gave out the most cards. We've
gave
given
out
out
most
some.
cards.
We give out cards to like one person in the audience, not the whole audience.
Whole audience.
Just one. Okay. Yeah.
Have you ever gotten a car from her?
No,
It's weird. She just gives it to a random person, but not the guy that's been working for 10 years. Jeez.
I'll bring that up.
Should.
Hey, wait a second.
What do you
right.
think you're trying to pull? All right, subscriber lounge. Let's go.
Let's go. Break.
Coming up next for Babylon Bee subscribers.
And they sent us the image with a bunch of our identifies as jokes.
Yeah, so I noticed a person that I think was a trans person put a compilation image of all of our jokes. Well, not all of them. They missed some of the good ones.
If you're really going to take this cultural Christian idea to its end, then you have to be able to laugh about it.
And I like what you said because I think that's important that you go after everyone.
So, got any cool stories?
You got any cool stories?
Any cool stories? Just opening it up. You haven't figured out I'm a Republican, but it's too late to hate me. You laughed at some of the jokes.
Wondering what they'll say next? The rest of this podcast is in our super exclusive premium subscriber lounge. Go to babylonbee.com/plans for full-length ad-free podcasts. Kyle and Ethan would like to thank Seth Dillon for paying the bills, Adam Ford for creating their job, the other writers for tirelessly pitching headlines, the subscribers, and you, the listener. Until next time, this is Dave D'Andrea, the voice of the Babylon Bee.